Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Matt, I am the American-Canadian Gamer, and welcome back to my Hearthstone 7 Deadly Sins series where I am playing a deck based on each of these 7 deadly sins. And today we are going to be playing as Gluttony, and Gluttony, you might imagine, is basically a Handlock deck. This is probably the closest to a meta deck that I am actually going to get in this series, and this is based on one of Trump's Handlock decks. I just went through and let's just say I made it worse. I took out a bunch of the core cards like Zombie Chows, I got rid of a Dark Bomb, I got rid of a Sun Fury. I think I got rid of one of the Sun Fury Protectors. I think I had 2 originally. I'm missing one of the Giants, and I added things that draw more cards because I didn't want to copy a top tier deck and just put it in here. So I added things that let you draw cards. I added a Blood Mage Thalnos, I added 2 Loot Hoarders, I added a Nat Pagal, I added an Acolyte of Pain, a Cold Light Oracle, and a Gnomish Inventor I think I also added, and Harrison Jones I added as well. So this deck it's a Handlock deck, so it's about having as many cards in your hand as possible and using that to your advantage, so you always have card advantage against your opponent and you play cards that benefit from you having a large hand or help you maintain having a large hand. So we'll go through each one of those bit by bit. First we have Mortal Coil, deal 1 damage to a minion, kills it, draw a card, really basic removal, good finisher, just helps you keep cycling cards into your hand, helps you draw through your deck. Blood Mage Thalnos, spell damage +1, Mortal Coil and Dark Bomb now do an additional damage, and when it dies I draw a card. It's basically spelled, well, I was basically just going to tell you what it did. I was going to tell you, well, it's spell damage and you get to draw a card when it dies. I just told you that. And then we have a single Ironbeak Owl because every deck needs at least 1 silence, I believe, and this was already part of the deck, so I just left it in there. 2 Loot Hoarders, when they die, draw a card. Nat Pagal, at the start of your turn, you have a 50% chance to draw an extra card. Then we have an Acolyte of Pain, whenever it takes damage, draw a card. Cold Light Oracle, Battlecry, each player draws 2 cards. Then we have Gnomish Inventor, Battlecry, draw a card. Twilight Drake gains 1 health for every card in your hand, so if you have a very full hand, you can have a very big Twilight Drake, and with Nat Pagal, you can probably have a full hand by the time you go to play this guy. Harrison Jones, destroy your opponent's weapon and draw cards equal to its durability. You can draw a lot of cards off of some of the weapons out there, especially something like a Doomhammer. Although in this deck, it wouldn't be very easy to overdraw, so I have to actually be selective about which weapons I choose to destroy, because if I destroy a Doomhammer with like 6 durability and I have 6 cards in hand, I'm going to overdraw by 2 cards. Don't want to do that. Then, what else do we have? I believe that's it in terms of card draw. Then we have Mountain Giant, costs 1 less for every other card in your hand. So other cards that are in this deck, I mentioned the Ironbeak Owl already. We have Sun Fury Protector, give adjacent minions taunt, just try to slow your opponent down so you can get the cards that you need. Big Game Hunter, kills Dr. Boom, kills Ragnaros, kills big things. That's all it's there for. And mainly Dr. Boom, because everybody runs, even this deck runs Dr. Boom. Every deck runs Dr. Boom because he's such a good value. 2 Hellfires for board clear, a Shadow Flame for another board clear, also pairs very well with Sylvanas, because you can destroy Sylvanas, wipe a board, and take the last remaining minion if it's big enough, like a Giant or a Ragnaros or something else. Defender of Argus runs the same gambit as Sun Fury Protector. It's just there to slow your opponent down and help you build up your card advantage and maintain a good hand. Antique Healbot, you're going to be taking a lot of damage, especially being a Warlock. You're going to be tapping a lot, life tapping to draw cards, so healing up some health is never a bad thing to have. 2 Sludge Belchers, again, to slow the opponent down. A Siphon Soul, a nice destroy if you don't have Big Game Hunter for something big. You can take out an annoying enemy minion, and you can regain some health. Sylvanas Windrunner goes great with Shadow Flame, is just a good minion all around to have. Dr. Boom, I think it's going to get nerfed next. I will say this continuously. Every time I use Boom, he is going to get nerfed somehow. Not sure how yet, but I would be surprised if he doesn't, because he has such good value. Every deck basically runs him almost. Then you have Lord Jaraxxus, the Eridar Lord of the Burning Legion. I think this is what Trump did differently than most Handlock decks, is he added Lord Jaraxxus. I like him. I like Lord Jaraxxus. I'll keep him in the deck just because he's a fun card to have. And then Molten Giant costs 1 less for every damage that you have taken, which, if you're life tapping a lot, you can get them down to 0 pretty quickly. Only run 1 of them because I made room for things like, you know, Cold Light Oracle, because I'm bad at this game, and I just wanted to make this fit the theme. So, we're going to take this into ranked play and get our butts kicked. So let's go ahead and do that, shall we? Alright, first up, we have a Rogue. Let's see what kind of Rogue we go up against. Let's also see what kind of cards we want in our opening hand. I don't want the Shadow Flame or the Defender, and Thalnos, not sure about yet. We'll drop him for now. We'll drop him for now. We'll see if we get like a nice Mortal Coil or something. Big game. Should have kept the Thalnos. Should have kept the Thalnos. That's okay. It's a Warlock deck. I'll just eventually, hopefully, garner an advantage against this guy, unless it's a really aggressive mech deck. But there we have a Hellfire. If he starts putting a bunch of things on the board, I will be able to Hellfire and hopefully clear it out. I may also end up having to play a big game Hunter early on. Defias Bandit. Don't see them much anymore. What do we get here? Sludge Belcher. Let's tap. Shadow Flame. Okay, there's a nice Shadow Flame. That'll go really well with some of the cards in this deck. And deal its attack damage. I think next turn I tap as well and then eventually just Hellfire. Although I don't know if I want to Hellfire just this. If she puts down a whole lot of other things on the deck, I will do just that. Big Game Hunter just goes out and dies. No point in playing him right now. Sun Fury Protector comes in. Could really use... I mean, this is probably one of the reasons things like Zombie Chow are in the deck. But I have low-cost drops. I have Loot Hoarders and some other stuff. Be nice to have them here. Be really nice. Although next turn I'm going to be able to play the Giant. Although by that point in time, it's probably going to be too late. So we'll go ahead and Hellfire. Just to clear that, because getting that taunt out, next turn I'll be able to throw the Giant again. And see what you play. I could play a Belcher. Huh. That was unexpected. That was really... What kind of deck is... Huh, just an aggressive deck. Is it worth siphoning? Because if I get sapped, then I go down to 6, and if you have a combo, if you have another one of these... I think it's better to siphon this at this point. Because if you had another one, that would have been 8 damage to the face. I mean, she gave me the mana crystal to do it, so...
Get behind me.
Okay, you're going to throw your own taunt. That is fine by me. So now, we are going to throw a Giant. We have 3 mana left, and let's... but if you have Black Knight, but you also have 5 damage coming at me, so let's go ahead and taunt it up, too. Probably would have been better to throw Sludge Belcher out and Nat Pagel as well, but I'm going to see how this goes. Assassinate's also a possibility, as is Sap. Yep, that's why I was not wanting to put out a straight-up taunt against that Arcane Golem. He is still going to be a cheap play, though. Still going to be a cheap play.
We must cleanse the Sunwell.
6-5. You're just out of Dr. Boom range. Question is, do you have something else that can deal with that? 4 there, but I need a taunt on the board. But if I hit that, that takes it down to 3. Do I have a 3-attack minion that I can sack with a Shadow Flame real easy?
So many possibilities.
Something... I could do with Big Game Hunter. I could Big Game Hunter it and do that. But then that leaves me with nothing on board. Could also Twilight Drake and do it, but that's kind of a waste.
I wonder.
Could do it with the Giant and keep a minion on board. Yeah. Now I at least have something out. Next turn I can belch the Sludge. Or depending on what this person throws, I can also Big Game Hunter. Although I'm really surprised. Well, now 7 mana. Dr. Boom might make an appearance. I have 2 more Giants in here. Arcane Golem and then 2 damage of some kind. Well, it's good to know that throwing a taunt wouldn't have helped me, so... I don't know what I could have done differently in that game. I think that game, just because I had no early game aggression with any Loot Hoarders or anything to fight off with them, no Mortal Coils, no Dark Bomb, nothing. I think that's what really got me, was I just lost momentum in the beginning of that game. Hopefully this one will go a lot better. Probably not. I mean, at least I've never claimed to be good at this game, so... There's that, I guess? Silver lining? Oh, no.
Gul'dan versus Thrall.
Shaman. I wonder if he's going to be running...
Your soul shall be mine.
I have an owl. I want to keep the owl, and I want to keep the Sun Fury. Hey, there's a Dark Bomb. That'll be good early on removal for me. And I have the coin, which is not bad to have in this setup. I just don't want to have to coin Dark Bomb. And a Mortal Coil. We will just pass that turn. I mean, I could have coin tapped, but I'd rather save the coin. Although I have all twos. Actually, coin tapping there would not have been that bad of a play, to be honest. A coin tap would not have been bad. I think we just tap here. There we go, Harrison. Bring on that Doom Hammer. Actually, don't bring on the Doom Hammer, please. That would actually be really bad for me. That would be really bad for me.
Mind if I roll need?
Loot Hoarder. Let's go ahead and Mortal Coil that. We'll both draw a card. And another Mortal Coil. I'll just tap here. Acolyte of Pain. Next turn, I can coin out a Sledge Belcher if I so desire. Try to slow this guy down a bit. Although, slow him down. I've taken a grand total of 4 damage this game. What have you got for 4? Tazdingo? Probably not. I don't know what kind of deck you're playing yet. Not fully certain what kind of deck you're playing. Rolex 32. That doesn't seem like a legitimate Rolex. I think you're a counterfeit. Oh shit! Oops. Let's get rid of 2 of these cards. There goes Loot Hoarder. Too bad it didn't trigger the death rattle, huh? That's funny. And here comes the Hex Earth Shock thing? Maybe? What have you got?
What to do?
I feel like if it was a Hex, it would have been... Although, maybe not, because he has the totem to at least slow it down. I could use Blood Mage Thalnos. I saw Legendary, I saw 2 mana, and I started celebrating, and then I realized... I really feel like I need to empty my hand out. Especially with that right there. I don't see you throwing a weapon out. I wonder if Harrison's a good play here. I'll hang on to him for 1 more turn, I think. Although having another big guy on the board would not be bad to have. I feel like if you were playing weapons, you would have had a Stormforged axe already. I feel like an axe would have been a thing at this point in time. So now a Hex isn't exactly your Earth Shock, and then run your guy into the Jones. Or that. That's a thing you can do too. That was a lot of cards to get rid of 2 minions. I am very okay with that. Sludge Belcher, Mortal Coil. Should have Mortal Coiled first. There's Boom for next turn. If this guy survives, Boom goes out next turn. Boom would be a really good play for me next turn if this guy's still alive and kicking somehow. Although you have 7 cards, you haven't played a Hex yet. Maybe Boom isn't a good play here because you'll probably just get hexed. He would just be a big Hex target, and you're overloaded, so if you have a Boom, you can't play him. Sky Golem! That's a... Huh. Oh, do I play the Boom? Let's see. Can I clear out his stuff? No, I cannot. I think we go for the Booms. He's going to get hexed. I'm guessing. I'm guessing Hex is what's going to come. We know he's already running Earth Shock, so if he has 2 Earth Shocks, he's down to just 1 of them. And I doubt he would use it up on the Sledge Belcher to break through to the Boom. I don't see him running a big game Hunter. I don't. I see him running a Dr. Boom of his own, but not a big game hunter. I don't even have my BGH anyways. If he had a hunter, I feel like he would have played it already. I don't think he would run an AoE. Although he might. He seems to be running a slower deck. Having a lightning storm wouldn't be bad for him. There we go. 3 to 4 damage. Just do 3 to the Belcher. Thank you very much. And there goes one of your minions. I will gleefully take that. Did my screen just readjust? What was that? I just saw it like recenter itself. That was really weird. Well, I think that's a call for a Hellfire. First things first, I'm gonna hit that, though, with a Dark Bomb. Too bad I don't have any, like, spell power here. I could have Dark Bombed one of those. I can Hellfire here. Do I Pagel, do I Loot Hoarder, do I Owl? I think we Loot Hoarder. He's going to trade this into this. If he probably doesn't have a demon in his hand. Unless he runs Illidan's Storm Rage. Illidan's a demon. Or he has 1 damage. He may not. He may just leave that on board. I should have Hellfired and then... Oh no, that would have had the same result. Hellfire and Dark Bomb both do 3 damage. So it wouldn't have mattered too awful much. I would have saved the Dark Bomb though. I would like to throw him out and then taunt him. If I draw that, that reduces his cost to 5. So that would be 7. So I do have the mana to taunt. Molten Giant, down to 7. Let's do that. I feel like if he had a Black Knight, he would have already run it into one of the Belchers, unless he just now drew it. I feel like that would have been a thing. And the next turn I can play the Molten Giant. These two in my hand right now are very dead. I mean, Acolyte of Pain could help me out later. That is a silence target if I've ever seen one. Death Rattle resummon the... Oh, is he going to kill it himself and then let it resummon itself? I don't think he's going to do that. He's not going to do it yet. Is he? Don't do it. Don't do it. Destroy... Oh, son of a... Such a powerful combo. Such a powerful combo. I need to silence that before he keeps that up. So, first things first. Silence that guy off. Then... we can Molten Giant. We can Hellfire. We can give these 1/1. I can Pagel. Hellfire does nothing for me. Both of those have to be run into this. Although if he shocks, I feel like I need to kill one of them.
So many.
I have a Giant to replace this one. And take out that healing totem. So it's a Death Rattle Shaman. He just hasn't got his rattles off. He hasn't got his rattles off. And I'm... Yeah, it is a Death Rattle Shaman, alright, isn't it? That is bad. That is really bad for me. And he can't be BGH'd either. He's going to start massing major board control. Although I can kill it, so that's not a big deal. I can siphon its soul as well. I think that's a better play in the end. So let's go ahead and siphon his soul. Get 3 health back. And double taunt these guys. Swing face. I think I might have this. Because next turn I can Hellfire and deal 3 to him. If I can hit him for 2 damage and Hellfire, that's it. So I can just hit him with this guy, or this guy even, just the Defender of Argus. If the Defender of Argus can hit him and then I can Hellfire, or do that in reverse order, I'm okay. Well, I can't do that in reverse order because I'll kill the Defender. I have to hit him with the Defender and then Hellfire. That has to be the order in which this occurs. And I'll try to make sure I play the Acolyte of Pain before I Hellfire in order to ensure that I am capable of... It sounds like, yeah, he doesn't have an answer. Okay. Well, that one went a little bit better than the other one. I got a Loot Hoarder out early that did some things, and got my Sun Fury Protectors out. That went a little bit better than the last one did. I'm still not an expert with Handlock. Probably never going to be. But we'll do one more and see and judge it by that. Well, we have a Mortal Coil and a Blood Mage and a Dark Bomb. I think I'll keep the Blood Mage because he can potentially on turn 2 turn that into 2 damage and that into 4 damage. Because I can play him and then coin Mortal Coil. I don't want to play him in the beginning because he'll just get fire. Like, he's not a good thing to coin out against a mage because he'll just get fire blasted. I'll get a card out of it, but I won't get anything good out of it. But if this is if it's a mech mage that starts off with a mech warper, then I'll be able just to dark bomb it right out the bat. Just do your thing. Are you there? I think they're not there. Do I win?
Hello.
Hi. Well, let's draw a card. So you have 1 spare part in hand. One of your cards is a spare part. So you have 4 cards you can play that's not a spare part. Question is, what spare part is it? I feel like it would be better for me to shut this down now, but I don't want to use the Dark Bomb on that. But what mech could he play next turn? He could play... I'm going to save these because I think he's going to play the Spider Tank, and I want to be able to one-shot it. So we're just going to tap this turn. I think it's going to be the Spider Tank that comes out. Mech Warper. Well, good enough for me. And a Micro Machine. Where is my Hellfire when I need it? I could really use a Hellfire. I don't know if that was the right choice. I need a Hellfire. This is a Mech Mage, and I think I am at a severe disadvantage at this point already. Next turn, I can play a Twilight Drake. It'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. I really need a Hellfire. Like, yesterday. And even if I get it, I won't be able to play it. That'll save no damage. I don't know why I did that. I am basically in panic mode right now because this is an amazing early start. It's just going to get fire blasted, and all this is going to get run into my face. I mean, next turn I do have the Sludge Belcher, and I'm really going to need it. Although, 1 Fireball and I'm dead. At this point, Fireball and I'm dead. And I can't heal bot because heal bot wouldn't help either. Shadow Flame does a lot, but it doesn't deal with everything. Unfortunately, it leaves these 2 on board, and they're more than capable of killing me. Unfortunately. Yep, that's game. But people miss lethal all the time. Not this time. You didn't even have to play a card. You could have literally just walked through me, and that would have been it. G. I think we're going to do another, because that game ended on turn 5. Mech Mage, everybody. 2 hyper-aggressive decks in a row. Just walked through me. One more. We have a Dark Bomb. That'll help a little bit. Dark Bomb will help us a little bit in the beginning. It counts! I think what we can gather from this, though, is that you can see just how, like, fragile a deck build can be. How if you just change one little component or a handful of little elements of it, how drastically less effective that deck becomes. Because if I was playing the deck that I based this one off of, it would have been no contest. And it's just neat to see how those little trades can do so much. Those little exchanges, how they can do so much. What did I keep? I don't know. We have a Loot Hoarder. We have a turn. We have 3 different turn 2 plays. And I think turn 2 we play the Loot Hoarder. Because at least if he win axes on it, I get a card out of it, and it's a 2. It does 2 damage to him, although he'll probably play the axe. I foresee an axe in my future. That is not an axe. Shield block? Really? Is this just a control warrior then? I think we tap. We tap. We get another hoarder. I think it's a control warrior. Unless he just had a shield block and just wanted to play it for some reason. That was a really interesting play. He didn't have anything in his hand that he wanted. There's the Taskmaster. I have you. Let's tap first. Play Loot Hoarder. At least I have a Hellfire this time. I have 2 of them in the deck, and I was never drawing them when I really needed them, too. Each and every time. There's a weapon. Next turn, we can... You passed on accident. I am sorry that happened. I have done it, too. Play a Sludge Belcher. You could have an Execute. An Execute is a possibility. If he swings and hits it, it tells me he has an Execute. Or he might have a Silence also.
Armor made to fit.
Huh. He is really going for this, you know, stuff here. He's going to hit that. He's going to hit that so it survives. That was smart. Five gore. I could throw out a boosted Hellfire now. I think I'm going to do that. 4 damage all around. And I draw a card. Oh my goodness, stop it. Stop. That was enough. And next turn, I can play a Mountain Giant next turn. They're going to drop down to 3 mana, and then I'll be able to play both Giants next turn. And you have a Questing Adventurer, but it is in my best interest to play both Giants. I believe so. And then I can potentially taunt them also. He could have a couple Execute combos, which I would not be surprised if he does. But I can actually throw out a Defender of Argus or a Sludge Belcher. I can also Shadow Flame one of them if it comes down to it, if that is a required play to make. Questing Adventure is a really confusing thing to see in this, though. I'm not sure what to think of. He has enough armor that he could swing and then trade. Is he going to try and just take one of these guys out? Looks like that's what he's doing. Well, I don't want him to have... Really... Although it's a Warbot, although we've seen Warbots do incredible things. Do we trade and try to maintain board control? Or do we throw the Belcher? I think we tap first. That's a Mortal Coil. I'm hoping he doesn't have an Execute in hand. That's what I'm hoping for. I don't know why I did that. Yeah, he has an Execute. I should have just gone for face. I should have just gone for face. That's okay. Worse things have happened. I feel like I'm in a really good position right here, though. Because he still left me with a taunt on board. I can play Jiraxis. Is Jiraxis a play right now? feel like Sylvanas would be a good play. Draw a card. There's my next play. So let's go ahead and play you. Get some threats on board. See how he handles this. And the next turn I can play Dr. Boom. And I can silence that. Although, what I can do instead, I can Sylvanas Shadow Flame, which will give me that. Which is a fun combination to do, by the way. So now I have his big guy against him. He's probably going to execute it if he has one in hand. I have 2 Mortal Coils I need to dump. They're not doing me any good. And I have plenty of damage on board. There's a Whirlwind. Why did you Whirlwind first if you're going to brawl anyways? I don't get that. Why Whirlwind first if you're just going to brawl? Seems to me it would have been better to just... Don't know. Now let's see if he has a big game hunter in his deck. I would be shocked if he had a big GH. Now he could Whirlwind. I would be okay with him Whirlwinding now. Death's Bite. Alright. Let's, well, the Death Rattle is going to do its thing. So let's hit him with each of these. And then we'll throw Harrison. Destroy that. Force its Death Rattle. And draw some cards out of it. Although I'm going to draw 1, 2, 3. If I didn't overdraw there, I'm not going to overdraw here. Cause the Whirlwind. Damage that. 3 and 4. Got him down to 4. Can I deal 4? No, I can't. There we go. I think I got this game pretty well in hand at this point. Even if he throws another Brawl, I win. He's fishing for an answer. I think I've got him at this point. Pretty sure yep, I think he's going to suicide. I think he's going to suicide himself. I think that's what he's doing. Watch him hit the wrong target. Oh, he hit the Harrison. Well, we went out on a win, at least, after facing aggro, after aggro, after aggro, after aggro, after aggro. We finally got... I only need to destroy 2 more minions. I'm going to go do that. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. My name is Matt, and I'll see you next time.